So you vacationed in Florida, you love Florida, you know you love visiting Florida. In this video, we're going to talk about what it's like to actually retire in Florida and try to figure out if you can actually afford that.
And stick around till the end, and I'll share with you my #1 tool for comparing cities and the cost of living.
Great. Welcome back to our channel, everyone. My name is Krista Taurins.
I'm Mariana Wartella.
I am a licensed realtor. I've been working in the Central Florida area since 2009.
And I since 2007.
And we have set up this channel to help you retire in Florida. And one of the things we would like to invite you to do is, as you're watching this video, you're probably going to have questions. If you're watching this on a cell phone, click on the title below this video and a whole bunch of information is going to show up there, including a link to a calendar. So you can set up a time to have a Zoom call with us where you will have our undivided attention and you can ask all those questions and we will both be happy to help you out and answer them.
Even if you decide you're not going to move to Florida, we're happy to share with you all the information that we have.
Let's start off with insurance.
Okay.
And in that we're going to talk about health, car insurance, because that's a big one too, and homeowners insurance. Now I'm going to defer to you because you know more about the health insurance than I do.
Yeah, unfortunately I do. I am actually still working. My husband is retired. So I have recently had to go on to the exchange in order to get my insurance. It actually is very good, the insurance that I was able to get. However, we pay about $1,400 a month just for me. I'm a cancer survivor, although pre-existing conditions should not matter. And I have a couple little issues, high blood pressure, things like that. So $1,400 a month for my healthcare insurance until I'm 65, at which point I can go on to Medicare. And one of the reasons why it's so expensive for insurance here in Central Florida, or in Florida as a whole, is because the state does not take any additional money for Medicaid. So if you are too young to afford Medicare, then you want to consider that price of insurance. Or perhaps you want to come down, start your retirement early, get a position where your insurance is included.
Very good idea. Regarding car insurance, now I was reading this morning that Florida, the auto insurance here is about 30% higher than it is across the nation. So for many people, I think that there might be some sticker shock with auto insurance. I have 2 teenage drivers in my house and 4 cars, and I don't even want to talk about what I pay.
Well, our insurance just came up today, so I actually have some top of mind information to give you. We have 2 cars. There's just my husband and myself. Cars are all paid off. We have no tickets, and we pay $3,800 a year for our insurance. We are going to shop that insurance, and I'll get back with you and let you know what we got it down to, because we really do think that that's an awful lot to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to also vary based on what kind of a car you have and what zip code you live in, and there are other nuances like that. But in general, it is probably a bit more expensive here than in many other states.
Right, it is.
Okay, a huge issue in Florida, as many of you know, is homeowners insurance.
Sure is. There have been a number of underwriters who have pulled out. The most recent have been farmers and bankers.
Was that more recent than farmers? I know about farmers because I have farmers.
I have bankers. So
oh gosh,
I'm shopping for insurance again.
Yeah, homeowners insurance was really decimated this year thanks to Hurricane Ian. I think a lot of companies just left the state, and so we're left with very limited homeowners insurance carriers. Now, if you're buying new construction. Exactly. I mean, I have people under contract for new construction, and theirs is going to be $700 a year, which is extremely reasonable.
Right. Most of the builders have a relationship with an insurance company, and because of the high efficiency of the homes and because of how well they're built, the insurance company will offer quite a discount. So really do consider new construction when you're talking about purchasing here, if that's going to be a concern for you. Also, you want to consider where you're moving. Mm-hmm. Certainly insurance is going to be a lot more expensive along the coastlines because they're more apt to be hit by not only a hurricane, but the storm surge which comes after it. Whereas in the Central Florida area, you're going to have a lot less of that. When you might have streams and lakes that flood a little bit, but you're not going to get that storm damage that comes up from the coast.
That's right. And many people ask me about flood insurance. I think many people are under the impression that like every home in Florida requires flood insurance. If you're paying with a mortgage and you're in certain flood zones, you will have to have it. But that's easy to find out. You can just ask us if you have a specific
absolutely.
address in mind. We can look that up. You can look on the FEMA map, and that will put in the address of the home you're interested in. That will tell you what flood zone it's in. You can always buy flood insurance, even if you're not in a flood zone, if that's a concern. But you don't have to if it's not.
Let me give you an example of homeowners insurance. I moved down here with my children, so we have a little bit larger house. We have a 3,300 square foot house with a pool. And presently we are paying $4,500 a year for in homeowners insurance.
What year was your home built?
Oh, 1996.
Okay.
However, we have kept it up. We've a new roof in 2017. We've replumbed it. We've done, we've made sure that everything's up to code. That gives you an idea. So 3,000 square feet, we pay about $4,000 a year. It's going to matter on the age of the home.
Right. My home is from 1910, so I have very limited insurance carriers that are willing to take it, and it's very expensive.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, again, new construction, you're going to have a much lower rate for insurance.
Right.
Okay, one of the biggest reasons people like to move down to Florida and retire here is our state income tax. We have none. It's great.
Great.
So what does that mean? Yes, you don't get, while you're working, you're not being taxed, but then also your retirement accounts aren't taxed, your 401ks aren't taxed, your pensions aren't taxed, your Social Security is not taxed. So retirement is very, very exciting here. In addition, there's no inheritance tax and no estate tax. So we not only save for ourselves, but we're going to save for our children as well.
Perfect. Now, let's talk a little bit about sales tax, which in general in the Central Florida area is hovering right around 6%. And for some of you, it might be a surprise, the things that are taxed, clothing, for example.
Right.
Which is not the case in every state.
And some food items. We're taxed on all food here. But to offset that, we have 2 tax holidays for hurricane season. So right before the season and right afterwards. So let's say you want to buy a whole house generator, do it during the tax holiday.
That's the time. If you can get one.
Yeah, if the hurricane's on its way, you're not going to be able to
find
get a generator. Another thing is the school holiday tax. Now, you might not be thinking about things for you for school, but maybe you want a new computer. You can buy that during the school holiday tax.
They don't make you prove that you're buying it for somebody in school.
No, they don't.
Now we're going to talk about property taxes, because if you're planning on retiring in Florida, you're probably going to have them. We do have one great feature in Florida, and that is the Homestead Exemption. So when you purchase a home in Florida, you let the state know essentially that you live in the house, and because of that, you get the advantage of having a small discount on your taxes and also Save Our Homes.
That's right. Yeah. So Save Our Home will guarantee that your tax will not increase more than 3% a year as long as that is your primary residence.
Right.
Defining primary residence is 6 months and 1 day. So snowbirds, just make sure you get back in time and call Florida your home. In addition to those exemptions, we have many other ones. For example, if you turn 65, then you get an additional $25,000 off the appraised value of your home for tax purposes. And then once your partner does, the same thing. If you are a veteran, there's more of a exemption for a veteran who is at all disabled. And if you are 100% disabled, you pay no property taxes. Please reach out to us because we have the resources to let you know what kind of exemptions you should be applying for.
And also we can ascertain what your property taxes will be if you know roughly where you're going to live and what the purchase price is going to be, because it will change from buyer to buyer. So it is important, you can get fairly accurate knowledge beforehand of purchasing your home with a tax calculator.
So let's talk about some of the things, daily living, some of the costs that are going to be involved in daily living. Groceries. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't find, like when I travel, I don't find that groceries are like more expensive or less expensive in Florida than elsewhere. What do you think?
I agree. And actually, groceries are expensive everywhere.
That's true.
The nice thing about here is that you can grow a lot yourself, and there are a lot of farmers markets where we can get some great honest to goodness, in Central Florida alone, I think there are 3 or 4 farmers markets within 15-minute drive from me.
Me too.
On every Saturday.
Yeah.
So, whatever's
Fresh eggs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All seasonal fruits, vegetables, things like that. So I do try to save some money going to the farmer's market.
Have you ever gone to Plant City?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh, for the strawberry festival?
No. I go there. We go there. We get like a crate of mangoes, right? For I want to say $13 we paid last time. My husband bought like 5. I don't know. At least 50 cucumbers, and it was like $10.
Oh my gosh, pickling.
Well, he just ate them. But
Oh, okay.
we didn't get around to pickling them. But yeah, there are ways.
So there are ways to circumvent the high cost of
without having to
groceries.
actually grow it yourself or keep chickens in your yard.
Yeah, although that's allowed too.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we won't get into that. All right, some other considerations you might want to think about are lawn care.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be out.
No.
Not in the summertime, at least.
You're not going to be doing your lawn.
Mm-mm.
So
it might be involved in it might be included in your HOA, especially if you're doing 55 and over. A lot of times it is included in the HOA, but if it's not, you will probably pay somebody, and it will probably be what, $125 a month.
Exactly, and they come once a week. But you just want to make sure you budget for that.
Right.
We budget for our outdoor care about $200 a month, and that is for our lawn care, but also that's also for pest control. It's about $99 every 3 months or so. So about $200 a month we do for lawn. Entertainment.
Oh, entertainment, yes. How do you like to entertain yourself? There's a lot of stuff to do for free here if you like being outside.
And that's the nice thing about it. I know when we lived in Pennsylvania, and I loved where we lived in Pennsylvania, whenever we wanted to do anything, we had to go and pay money. Here, it's not necessary. I mean, I go to Wekiva and the Wekiva Springs, and we go swimming, or we'll in the wintertime, we'll just go and watch the
Manatees
at Blue Springs.
Absolutely love that, yeah.
Going to the beach is free. What a wonderful day.
Well, parking isn't necessarily free, but
oh, you can
depends where you go. Yeah.
I can see a space launch from my front yard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we can do for free, and depending on where you live, we have a lot of universities, both small and larger universities, that provide tons of cultural activities for free. So always look into that, and know that even though I moved here with 2 children, 2 older high school kids, we actually saved so much more money here than we did in Pennsylvania with our entertainment costs. Mm-hmm.
And you can, of course, if you're a fan of the theme parks, you can get the Florida resident discounts. Mm-hmm. There are discounts available for the hotels and things like that too once you are a Florida resident.
Yeah. So we have a lot of staycation supporters.
Now on to you.
I'm going to share with you 2 amazing, it's one company that provides 2 great calculators. The company is called NerdWallet. They have a calculator for how much do I need to have for retirement, and then there's another calculator for how much difference is it between living, let's say, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania versus Orlando, Florida. And it goes step by step, what things that you need to consider, how much, what's the groceries difference, what's the house price difference, and that'll give you a real clue as to whether or not you can afford to live here. So and you don't have to put your name in. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You're not going to get calls. You're not going to get solicitations for insurance, etc. It's a true calculator of comparisons of cities. So that's my secret for today. It's called NerdWallet.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching.